Hello and greetings, this is Ice and Quinn, and we're back with another short video of Warframe on the Nintendo Switch. This is true for all platforms, but what we're going to be talking about is both the Dojo and Kubrows, or Dojo and Doggies. First, let's start with this. Do you see this thing on the side of Excalibur here? There's like a little worm coming out of it. Well, that's an infection you get when you fight the Tyranid. Now, one way to get rid of it, because it's pretty ugly looking and it looks like it's about to rupture, I don't know where it come to life, is this room will open now when you have this, but only when the little worms or tentacles are sticking out. I'm trying to get him pictured there on his neck. You can go in here.
Disgusting, is it not, Operator? Otis would enjoy
purging this.
Cleaning this room, but sadly this vile mass serves you and your Warframes a necessary evil.
Okay, so you could go here and do Cure Cyst and have it removed. And that will cure you of it. Until you get it again, and maybe you can only get it so many times, you get immunity. I'm not sure. We're leaving that one open. Or, if you've gone back to Earth and picked up a few Kubrow eggs, you could, incubate one. So we're going to go over here, and I have plenty of slots. I'm going to go to Kubrow breeding, and I'm going to select. You'll need the power cell. Looks like I've picked up 3 of those. I have 2 eggs, and all the slots, all the standard stuff. I'm going to hit begin. Now normally you'd want to have genetic implants. I only have 1 Kubrow, so I don't really have any. But although you could use one and another one, or you can do random incubation, or you can drain that cyst. It's a Helmuth cyst. If you drain that, you'll get an infected Kubrow. Since I have an egg and all the equipment, let's drain it. The cyst. Use a Helmuth cyst in Kubrow incubation, and it will be drained in the process. Lovely sound. So now this guy is going to breed, and when he comes alive, he will be an infested Kubrow, which is slightly different than the others. Has different powers and abilities. And that's it. And you notice that the cyst is now gone, even though Excalibur seems to be trying to hide it. That's all there is. It'll take a little while for him to breed. I suppose I could just go ahead and speed it up. So let's rush it. Hate to do a video and then not show you guys what it looks like. And let's walk away from that. So we'll reset. Come back. There we go. Adorable little critter. He has to grow up. Yep. And I'm not sure what I would name it. Well, I do know what I name him. So let's go ahead and claim him and name him. You can change the colors on him, put armor, everything like you could before. Let's capital T INDL. Tindalos. Not A, but I. It's a Lovecraftian reference. All right. So Tindalos is ready. You can have multiples, but as far as I know, they don't have much variation. Let's head on down to the dojo. If you don't have a dojo, you need to create a clan. You do that in communications and clan. And here you'd have an option to create your clan. And you'd give it a name. Mine's called Distant Light. And it's a ghost clan, meaning it's just me. I can invite people, but it's just me right now. And after you do this, you'll get the blueprints to create a key. I created my key. I don't know if I should still have the blueprint. Let's go over here and check. Not sure if it shows up here or not. I think it only shows up when you leave the clan. But you would get a blueprint there to create a clan key. It needs a certain amount of materials, but once you create it, because when you join a clan, they give you the blueprint for their key. And the same things happened here. When you create your clan, you're given the blueprint for your clan key. Once you have that key, you can go here and go enter dojo. And you can also use a navigation map, because your dojo will be on the map, but this is a little bit quicker. And we're going to fly on down to the dojo. Now, the purpose behind the dojo, if you don't actually know, is, well, research and trading. This is a trading platform. I haven't given all the materials yet. I'll have to at some point. This is the base room you get in a dojo. And the things, if you're just using it for research and materials, then you don't need to add a lot to it because it costs materials to add a lot to it. And some of those materials can be difficult to get. That's the elevator. So what you'll need are 2 power relays. So you go to this section, comes with it automatically. It's a small hall there. And then you see I've put what's called a T-junction. If you look at the map, upper right-hand corner, upper left-hand corner, there's a little T cross-section. I put that in. And then on both sides, I have reactor rooms. That provides power to your dojo because your dojo is going to need power to run. And you need 2 of them, at least for the setup I have here. And then the end of this hallway, there's nothing. So if I wanted to add on to it, I would go down here to cross connector. There it is. You see in the map on the upper right-hand side, we have a little cross connector up there. And below you see the materials you need. The formas are going to be hard to get unless you buy them. And if you do buy them, know that you can buy them in 3 packs for 35 credits instead of, I think, 1 for 10 or 20. I'm not sure. So get a 3-pack at least. Yeah, they're obviously 20 because 3 for 35 would be a good deal if they're 10 each. So they're 20 each, or I think 3 for 35. So you need those materials to build the cross section. And then after you build the cross section, you would select on one side or the other, like I have up there, reactors. And this eventually you're going to call the reactor section. So if you do want to build a large dojo, you can just keep putting reactors on down throughout this area. I'm not going to build another reactor or cross section right now. Now the reason why I'm suggesting you do it that way, and many people do it this way, is because on the other end, you want to build an elevator because you can have a second floor. And you can build more on the first floor, but I prefer to do it this way. So we'll take our elevator up, and it'll tell us, I believe, distant light floor 1 or 1 when we get onto it, or not. So the reason why I do this is because you can continue on building your dojo into a proper dojo, or just do research. Again, the first thing after building the elevator, which was the same thing, you would go up to the wall, press the letter Y, select elevator, and build it. And then here you'd have to build a cross section, and that's what I did, cross hallway. And then the first thing I built was an Orkin room. This is just the base room you need to have research labs. Why? Don't know. But you do. And then across from that, I built the first lab, and you can build them any order you want to. This one here is the energy lab. And when I activate that console, you see all the blueprints that I can research in here. And I'm currently researching this blueprint over here, Squad Energy Medium Restore. The reason why is I have to research it before I get to Squad Energy Medium times 10. That's a larger one that puts out 10 of them at a time versus 1. Now you can just make this one 10 times, or you can use this and they'll make 10 of them at once. Or you can buy a large one for 250,000 credits. You can also research any of these weapons, this Sentinel in here, and you see each one has their own material requirements. Most of them will require this first one, which is going to be field run, which you can get for missions, or you can build it in there. After that, after you get that one done, you'll be able to go through and do the rest of them. And there's a number of weapons, like these weapons will pretty much all require field run. Not just sample there, but not the actual device. Some of them require the actual device. So that's this lab, and those are the materials you can research in there. But there's more labs. If you look at the little map, upper left-hand corner, we're going to go into the next cross connector. This is why you need 2 energy rooms to supply all these hallways. And this is the Tenno Lab. Now what you can build in here are, again, weapons of all sorts, but also you can get the blueprints for Banshee. More weapons, incubators, landing craft segments, Neza, you can get that, including the blueprint research instead of buying it from the store. Volt. That's why in the very first video I said it's harder to get a hold of Excalibur than it is Mag and Volt, because Mag is pretty close at the beginning to get, and so is Volt. You just go down to your own dojo or join one. And then of course Wukong and Zephyr, and then plenty of Arcwing stuff. And there's more as you progress forward. I was trying to see if anything's not included in here. This one has no minimum, no first thing you have to build, but they will require, like if I were to, I think I started my research on Neza. Originally going to do it on Zephyr, but as materials I don't have. Okay. So I do have a detonite injector now and a field run injector, and I have an organ cell, so I can go ahead and start my blueprint research on this, so I will do that. I don't have a mutagen mass, but I will still start it. I will contribute all because I'm the only person here. And I did have a mutagen mass, so I must have picked up for one of the missions. You get those from derelict missions or special alerts. So now, no, I didn't have a mutagen mass. Take it back. I'll have to go get one. Okay, so when you do, it'll take 72 hours to research it. You have to research all 3 components. There's something else in here that once you build this room and you start research, you can see I'm currently researching the color Charger Blue. And when you kill certain infested creatures, you'll get these colors. They're not all infested, they come from different things. And when you get those colors finally researched, you can change the colors of your dojo. So that's how people change their dojo colors. Last one here is the Energy Lab. That's where you get your detonite injector. I've already researched it, and I've been building those. And you can get your squad ammo thing in here. And you see I'm currently researching the Ignis, which is a flamethrower. And it appears I've got 2 days and 4 hours left. And well, as you see, you can build all these things, plus more as they get them. And then, if you ever do want to turn into a proper dojo, or you just want to have a bigger dojo, this hallway is left for you to advance it. That's why I put everything else downstairs. So you can't get rid of the clan halls when you build them. So if I wanted next, you have to build them in order. So if I try to go to the clan grand hall, you'll see it says requires clan greater hall. So and Clan Greater Hall requires Clan Great Hall. So I'd have to build this first. In the upper right-hand corner, you see sort of a layout of it. And then the Clan Greater Hall. And as far as I know, you can't get rid of these clan halls. So you just keep building them on. So try and keep in mind, if you want one of these bigger ones, you're going to have to, well, one, have more power. And then sort of design it to where you don't notice the other one. You can change your spawn point to those. So you just can't jump to that one. You can do this one and then maybe put that next one next to it. Because once something's connected to it, you can't do it. Now, you might be able to build a T connector and build them off to the left and right-hand side. I don't know. I think the clan halls you just can't delete. I'm not sure. They might have corrected that. Either way, you see there's a lot of things that you can build. And once you have the clan halls, you can build more decorations, and you have more stuff to put in. This is just a hallway, so you're limited with what you can put in the hallway. There's exercise rooms, there's training rooms, there's combat rooms for each other to fight fellow clan members. There's observatory, obstacle course, just about everything you can imagine is here. And you can build teleporters that I normally would like put here and call this a lab section. So when you spawn in someplace, you can just teleport to the lab section, teleport to the energy lab section, which is where that you have the power plants. And that makes it a little bit faster. You can decorate the hallways and do a variety of things. Even put your clan logo if you submit a clan logo. I have not done that yet. So that's the reason why you might want to build a clan. Getting this much is going to take you, I think, 7 forma. That's the hardest part to get. So if you're looking at the biome, that's going to be, well, if you do 3 packs, it'll be less than 100 platinum if you buy them in the bundles. Otherwise, it could probably cost you 100, 200 platinum. And that's all there is to it. Now, you can build this all on the first level and save the cost of the elevator. The problem is well, I guess it's very long. And I sort of like to section off the lab area from the energy lab area from the rest of the place. And since this hall definitely will never be leaving, you can move these materials. If I take this down and put it in another area, I'll get the parts back. So you can take it down so long as it's not essential. And for instance, everything spawns off that first clan hall, so you cannot remove the clan hall because that would isolate all these things. But these I just build in a straight quarter. Now, if I were going to build in my other dojo, I actually put a quarter going off to another section, so you can have a couple other rooms in there. But putting all your reactors in one room makes it easier, so if you have new players, they know where to build reactors. This one becomes pretty obvious, particularly if you label it reactor hall or reactor section. Because if you give them permission to build, you could find reactors all over the place. And a very odd-looking dojo. And that's about it. Your first dojo room is not that big or exciting, but it is sufficient to do everything that you spawn in here. But I probably will build a slightly larger one and maybe a larger one on top of that upstairs. And once I build this elevator and stuff above it, I cannot remove the elevator. So the only way I can get out of this section now is the other end of the hallway. So be aware of that. If you connect it to another floor, you can't isolate the floor. You always have to have a connection to things you've built. So it has to be the last thing in line. So by me doing this elevator's never coming out unless I delete everything upstairs. And in my case, it's easier just to build a hall up there, spawn in right next to the lab, and that way I don't have to use the elevator. I only have to go downstairs when I need more power. And that is the purpose, is I will build one more clan hall. And then if I have other clan members, you do have to build bunk rooms and stuff like that for them. So once I build the clan hall there, you can spawn off, you build stuff off of the sides and the front and back. That's why you want to build different size. But I'll spawn in there and then I'm right at the labs. So that makes it much easier. And that's what most people are interested in the labs. And you'll find it's easier if you do invite people into your clan. Everyone can donate materials toward the same research, and you get research filled a lot faster. And that's really it for my sort of jumpy Excalibur here. He's using the acrobatic moveset right now, so he's always ready to flee. If you have any questions, leave them in comments or send me a message on Twitter and let me know what your question is, or comment there. And good luck building your dojo, and have fun getting you a infested Kubrow. And until next time, make sure you have a good day, and I'll see you all virtually later.